A disturbing week of crime, from barbers shot on the job to a woman killed inside of a church.
This is not okay, and none of us should be okay.
Next at 4.
Fox 45 News brings you team coverage asking where's the outrage from city leaders who remain silent and questioning if this is the tipping point for change in Baltimore.
I'm just numb that my mother is gone, and for someone to kill her senselessly is horrific.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 4.
With all the crime that's going on, it's sad. I never thought that it would touch my family, especially not my mother.
A family is mourning after a 69-year-old woman is murdered inside her East Baltimore church. Now Governor Larry Hogan is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
The governor issuing a statement that reads in part, the murder of a 69-year-old grandmother inside an East Baltimore church has shaken city residents and community leaders to the core. It follows a string of senseless violence that includes a barbershop killing and the assault of a priest in broad daylight in Little Italy. He goes on to write, this heartbreaking violence is tearing the city apart. Enough is enough. We need immediate action.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kai Jackson.
And I'm Mary Bubala. Fox 45 News is delivering extensive team coverage as the city in crisis reaches a tipping point. Our reporters digging into the history of Baltimore's violence and asking city leaders, where is the outrage?
First, we begin live in East Baltimore with Maxine Stryker and the violence this week. Maxine?
Well, Kai, it's been a violent week in Baltimore, to say the least, with one shocking and heinous crime after another. The latest right here at Southern Baptist Church. You can see a small memorial, some flowers placed outside tonight for the 69-year-old woman who was found dead inside yesterday. And tonight, one faith leader is questioning, when will enough be enough?
Nothing is sacred anymore.
The violent streak started Friday when a priest heading into church in Little Italy was robbed and pistol whipped in broad daylight.
I remember thinking to myself, I said, oh, geez, he could shoot me with this thing.
Father Bernard Carmen left lying on the ground, crying out for help. The crime rocked the Little Italy community and left a reminder that no one is off limits.
I don't know how much any kind of religion or faith entered into it. If it entered in much, they wouldn't do it. But I don't know that that's much of a factor anymore. That's a person, I'm going to get what I want.
On Saturday, a deadly crime spree ended with an off-duty police officer shooting and killing a suspect inside a barbershop. Police say the suspect shot 3 barbers, killing 2 of them before he was shot and killed.
I'm really concerned for the community, concerned for our barbers, you know. And I don't want to be the next one.
Then yesterday, another horrifying crime. 69-year-old Evelyn Player was found dead, murdered inside of the church where she was a longtime church and staff member in East Baltimore.
I don't even know how to begin to express what it is that I feel. I just know that my heart is shattered into a million pieces. And whoever did this has not only broken my heart, my son's heart, but those who loved her.
Player's daughter, Althea, left feeling the pain many in Baltimore know all too well.
It's hard to process with all the crime that's going on. It's sad. I never thought that it would touch my family, especially not my mother.
Act Now's Bishop Angel Nunez.
The state of Baltimore and the nation is a disaster. We don't care about life any longer.
Says with all that's going on, the city is reaching a tipping point.
They'll kill children, they'll kill the elderly.
He says the city can't afford to wait much longer.
Getting upset is one thing, doing something about it is another.
And in the case of 69-year-old Evelyn Player, he hopes someone will have the courage to come forward.
I'm talking to the community right now. Get up, pick up that phone, and communicate with the police department so we can solve this, because if nothing happens, it's just going to continue. It will continue again and again and again.
Well, police and Mayor Brandon Scott, now Governor Larry Hogan tonight, also urging anyone with any information about this heinous crime to come forward. You can give Baltimore police a call or remain anonymous at Metro Crime Stoppers. Reporting live in Baltimore, Maxine Stryker, Fox 45 News.
Maxine, thank you. You just heard from Evelyn Player's daughter. Here is more of her heartbreaking interview in her own words.
I just want everyone to know that my mother was loving and caring, a faithful member of Southern Baptist Church. She served on several ministries, would give you the shirt off her back if you asked for it. And for someone to kill her senselessly is horrific, to say the least. I'm just numb that my mother is gone and that she had to die with someone's intent to just come into a sacred place and kill her. And I don't even know how to begin to express what it is that I feel. I just know that my heart is shattered into a million pieces. And whoever did this has not only broken my heart, my son's heart, but those who loved her.
A daughter and family heartbroken. You can hear more from Alethea Finch right now at foxbaltimore.com.
Well, Fox 45 News' Mackenzie Frost continues our live team coverage outside of City Hall. Mackenzie, we know you're demanding some answers from city leaders today. What are they saying? What are you learning?
Well, Mary, not much. Most city leaders, elected leaders in the city of Baltimore, are staying silent on this issue. And as Baltimore remains on the cusp of that grim milestone of 300 homicides this year, today, Mayor Brandon Scott is going on defense. Bloodshed at the barber shop and homicides on holy ground. Baltimore is a city in crisis, facing a grim milestone the city knows all too well.
They are going to go over 300 murders.
Now the mayor is facing the reality. Do you think it's time for you to pivot your crime-fighting strategies given this crime continues to surge out of control? Mayor Scott reiterating the importance of finding 69-year-old Evelyn Player's killer, but says not all crimes can be stopped.
We also have to have some sorts of intelligence and understanding how an event like this is not something that the police solely can prevent. And it's our responsibility to not be so insensitive, so stupid, to focus on anything other than bringing that person to justice and making sure that that family and that community and that church gets the trauma, a healing that they need. Next question.
So what can police do then? If you say that they couldn't have prevented that crime, what can police do to prevent future crimes? Because
thank you. I think you know what police can do and what they continue to do, right? We know that there's a section of Baltimore City, a certain group of people that commit violence, and we know that's who the police are focused on. Anybody that has an outdated way of thinking about violence, has never lived in a community, has never had a gun put in their face, has never ducked bullets, has never lived with the folks that actually live in these communities in Baltimore have had to live with for so long. Thank you. Next question. That's your two questions. Next question.
Mayor Scott cutting me off, so we tried to catch up with him again at another event in the afternoon, but the mayor leaving without taking my questions. I sent a slew of questions to all the members of the city council asking, is Mayor Scott's crime plan working? What are you doing right now to put a stop to the violence? The only member to respond was Councilman Mark Conway via his spokesperson, writing in part, quote, I don't think there is a person in Baltimore who is not frustrated with the state of public safety right now. We are seeing some improvements in certain parts of the city and in some metrics, but nowhere near enough. Now, I did ask Mayor Brandon Scott's team this morning if he had any time to talk one-on-one for an interview to talk about this crime. The mayor's team told me the mayor did not have any time to make that happen. Now, as time winds down through the rest of this year, the people of Baltimore will have to wait and see just how much longer they will have to wait before they see a change and their reality becomes safer. Live outside City Hall, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
Mackenzie, thank you. Mayor Brandon Scott is taking a lot of heat online for talking about the city's snow preparations today instead of the crisis on the streets. Let's take a look at what people are saying on Facebook right now. Here we have, snow is the least of our problems. That coming in from Allison. Arthur says, here we go, snow, here we go, snow, really? This is about snow? Over here, Lakia says, snow team, where is the killing and drug team? And another comment here I want you to see. Mayor Brandon Scott, you have more meaningful things to talk about than snow. Shaking my head. He acts like we've never had snow before.
Well, Kai, in light of the constant violence, Fox 45 News is looking at what strategies work to bring down crime and save lives. Shelley Orman spoke with two former city leaders about what Baltimore should be focusing on right now. Shelley?
Well, Mary, I spoke with a former mayor and former police commissioner about Baltimore's struggle with crime. Unfortunately, it has been a losing battle now for the better part of a decade.
When I was here, we never had 300 murders.
Former Baltimore Police Commissioner Ed Norris led BPD for 2 years starting in 2000, then became superintendent of Maryland State Police. He says city leaders and police need to focus on three things right now to save lives.
You need a strategy of how you're going to do this every single day. What is the 4 to 12 doing today on that platoon? What are you doing today?
He says police should prioritize analyzing crime data, where it's happening, when, and what type. He'd also focus on finding criminals with open warrants, using federal partners to find them.
You have a small core of predatory criminals. Go find those people. Stop looking helpless and weak and begging for help and people to surrender. That's not how this works.
Norris points out how truly devastating the violence is.
In a city of this size, we have over 300 citizens killed every year. In a city of fewer than 600,000 people, that's the size of cities like Boston. San Francisco is much bigger. Like, they're about 700,000. Do you know how many murders they have in a year? A couple of dozen. Both of them. Do you know how outraged they'd be if they had 100 murders? 80. They'd be outraged and banging on the doors at City Hall.
My heart right now is aching for the city because it's not all that a mayor can do or the police department can do. People in their individual neighborhoods have certain responsibilities as well. And it's like we become numb in the city when things happen and people get killed.
Former Mayor Sheila Dixon led City Hall from 2007 to 2010. The number of murders went down under her leadership.
How are we focused on going after the violent offenders? What happens when we make these arrests? And are they being prosecuted? What happens at the court level? What happens when individuals are on parole and probation? Can we get some support on the outskirts of the city through the region, with possibly utilizing Baltimore County detectives to help us if we're short? Is there some communication going on there?
The department is under a federal consent decree to reform, but Norris says that should not stop effective constitutional policing.
They're not mutually exclusive. You can be a respectful, professional police department and still reduce crime. It doesn't mean you beat people up and reduce crime. That's not how it works. And that's not how it worked ever. And it just makes me angry when people point and say, well, you can either have one or the other. No, you can have both.
Well, Norris points out when he was commissioner, he says Baltimore City had more than 3,200 police officers. Despite the city having fewer people now, lower population, there is more crime and fewer officers. Giving staffing cuts and open positions that need to be filled, he says BPD is operating with 800 to 1,000 fewer officers now. Well, in studio, Shelley Orman, Fox 45 News.